You are now entering Armbar Audio.
Hello, and welcome to Armbar Audio. I'm your host, Tim Farley, and alongside me is my trusty companion, John Kearns. What's up, everybody? We are here to talk about what happened on Raw and SmackDown after WrestleMania. Yes, we are going to be talking about Raw and SmackDown. And I am excited. Coming up first, we're going to be discussing Monday Night Raw and all the goings on there. And then we will be getting into SmackDown. This is true. We will be going in chronological order. So, the show started off... Are you really playing a fucking ad right now? Shut up. God. Like, why? Okay. Of course, as soon as we try to start the show, it's like, hey, here's an ad. I can't get my dick up. Right. And for that, I use blue blah, 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 blah. My heart is pale. That sucked. Okay, we're all right now. Monday Night Raw, we're going to be using CBS Sports, because if you're interested, they have really good recaps and good results, and they get their stuff out like right after the show's end. We did watch it, we just did not take notes. Yeah. So we have our own thoughts and opinions. Real quick before we get into this, do you want to talk about all the stuff that's coming out, like with AJ and Randy Orton, about the apparent lighting issues at WrestleMania, where fans were getting blinded? I had no idea about it. You hear about that? There was like, AJ actually put out a tweet that he apologized for that they weren't able to see the match. And if you were watching WrestleMania, at one point during AJ and Orton, the fans start chanting, "We can't see," and that's why. Apparently some of the lights in the arena were like shining directly at sections of the audience. Wow. And blinding people. Oh, good one. Yeah. Kevin Dunn. Kevin fucking Dunn. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, so... Take your teeth off the fucking light switch. The show started with Seth Rollins open up Raw with the Universal Championship on his shoulder. The brand new. After taking Brock Lesnar to Curb Stomp City. That's right, he burned Suplex City to the ground, bitches. The crowd chanted, "You deserve it." He's changed it to "We deserve it." He excused his dirty actions of hitting Brock low the night before by saying Lesnar would have done the same to him, which is true. Very true. He also proclaimed his wish to be a fighting champion everyone can be proud of. Out came the New Day, after announcing the Superstar shakeup wouldn't start until next week in Montreal, Quebec. New WWE Champion Kofi Kingston challenged Rollins to a winner-take-all match later that night. No Shield, no New Day, Kingston said. Just you and me, one-on-one, title for title. Rollins accepted and the crowd exploded. Rollins later on said in the back that B+ doesn't cut it on his show. I thought, and many people really wanted to see this match. Right. It led us to believe, okay, if they're going to have a Superstar shakeup, why are they combining both belts? Are they? Yeah. So, because Becky has two belts, were we going to see two belts on the main man of the show? So, would they be going across brands defending? Because the Superstar shakeup shouldn't happen if there is no more brand split. Yeah. This made me confused. Did it make you confused, John? I mean, it did, but at the same time, I was just excited about the idea of Kofi versus Rollins. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Definitely. So I was kind of like willingly ignoring that. Yeah, John watches as a fan, I watch as a fan and a critic. True. That's why I got him next to me. So, anyway. Though,
if there's things that need criticizing, I will do so.
That's true.
Like anything with Baron Corbin nowadays.
Jesus.
It's sad. Because I really liked Baron.
You know what? I'm going to talk about that when SmackDown... when the bar brought out Drew McIntyre on SmackDown, I thought it was going to be Baron Corbin. I was like, oh, it's this fuck. And Callie was like, who? And I was like, Baron Corbin. But then it was Drew McIntyre, and I was like, hey!
Yeah, man, we got a little bit of a League of Nations 2.0.
Yeah, we got that. We got that a couple of times in the past few weeks when they tag teamed with Rusev and Nakamura as well.
Yeah.
So the first match on Raw was Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, the new Raw Tag Team Champions, defending against former Tag Team Champions, the team they beat the night before, the Revival. Even this is the new era with no rematches.
Yeah, with no rematches. Unless the rematch is offered by the winning champions.
Oh, that would happen.
I guess.
All right, well.
I mean, that would be the way to explain it if somebody asked them to.
So, Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder pulled a fast one here. This was the match was quickly paced and featured a number of late near falls to pop the crowd. The Revival hit a shatter machine late on Ryder, but Hawkins had secretly tagged himself in seconds earlier and ran to roll up Scott Dawson for the pin. I really don't understand why they put the titles on two guys who haven't been a tag team in years. The Revival have been, well, it's their name, the Revival. They've been trying to revive the tag team division since incarnating on NXT. So, I don't really get it.
Yeah, it seems like they really wanted to bum rush into the whole breaking Hawkins losing streak thing.
Yeah, and then also there were reports a couple of weeks ago that WWE were going to break up the Revival, which, why? They're both smaller dudes. Would they be able to go off on their own? I think I can't see them on their own. I don't see it.
Dawson, but
you could compare Scott Dawson to Arn Anderson, but still, Arn had way more weight and a little bit more height on him. So anyway, Baron Corbin entered the ring to booze and shut the f*** up chants as he bragged about retiring Kurt Angle. Out came the former Olympic gold medalist to tell Corbin he was the better man last night. He also extended his left hand for a shake and wished him luck. Bad luck, Angle added, before hitting Corbin with the Angle
on Raw and SmackDown as well. He was there too. But I worry that it's too late.
There's two things here.
Yeah.
Bald guy, beard. Right? Bald guy, beard, one comes out, talks about Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Gets beat up. Bald guy, beard, 2 comes out, beats up Kurt Angle. As I was watching it, it kind of felt weird. Second off,
yeah, do their hairstylists only know one?
Why a flying headbutt?
Exactly.
Harley Race, flying headbutt.
I'm sick of the flying
Look at him. Daniel Bryan used the flying headbutt, and his career almost ended.
Do we even need to talk about the obvious one?
Chris Benoit, flying headbutt. Look what happened to him. Not saying that all of it was the brain stuff, but, you know, that had to factor into it. Also, Dynamite Kid, flying headbutt, paralyzed for like half of his life, died early. Don't do it, Lars. You don't need to. You're huge. Be huge. Don't get it.
Right. If you're going to use a diving move, make it a body splash.
Right. Like Walter.
Yeah.
I did like, however, that Kurt Angle came out and got his comeuppance on Baron Corbin, because no one likes Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin fans don't even like Baron Corbin anymore.
Right.
So
true. You're looking at one, too, actually.
Yeah. Exactly. So let's move on to the next piece of business.
Ooh, this was good.
Yes. Alexa Bliss finally made her in-ring Return.
It was a little quick, but whatever.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Against Bayley. Bayley did she flipped Alexa Bliss into the turnbuckle, and I immediately got fearful for Alexa. I was like, oh, that's a one way to get a concussion or an injury. Yeah. Shortly thereafter, though, Alexa was on her feet and hit the DDT for the win. I would have liked this to be longer since it was Alexa's in-ring return, and Bayley is a good hand.
I will say I do not agree with all the fans claiming that this was a burial of Bayley, because it's not. Losing a match doesn't mean you're buried.
I agree. A lot of people don't understand the term buried.
And Alexa,
do you know what buried is?
Yeah. And
I want to say,
yeah,
this is what bury is. Okay, if you are collecting a paycheck and not on any of the TV shows, that might be buried. Kurt Hawkins lost for how many times?
And wasn't buried.
And he wasn't buried because
it was a gimmick.
He was on TV every week, almost. See, a lot of people don't. They think, oh, my favorite superstar lost 5 times in a row. Well, guess what? That superstar is still making a lot of money, and they're on TV. If you have TV time, you are fine, dog. You're fine.
And Alexa Bliss was making a comeback, of course.
With on that Extreme Rules pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Which is hysterical.
Shame that. I was there.
Was it that one, or was it the year before?
No,
well, we'll figure it out.
It was that one.
Oh.
Yeah. After that match, we got the introduction of Becky Two Belts, which better be a shirt eventually.
Yes.
Becky comes out. The crowd is singing her song along with her entrance. Lynch mentioned she had worked at a bar for 9 years ago, not far from the Barclays Center. Cut a promo on Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. Ronda Rousey apparently has a broken hand and will not be around for a while. So when she makes her comeback, I think we should get a rematch between her and Ms. Lynch,
leading to a four horsewomen fight.
Exactly,
which would be sweet,
especially because of the finish of the triple threat match where Ronda's shoulders were not on the mat. So
yeah, a lot of people were talking about if that was botched or not.
I don't know if that was botched. I think
they're saying the ref messed up,
possibly, but leave it as it is, because now when Ronda comes back, instant storyline.
I saw a lot of backlash against the Seth Rollins Brock Lesnar match and the main event of WrestleMania, saying that even though we got what we wanted, they weren't good matches.
Well, the thing is, if
the Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan match was superb, but these two matches weren't. Well,
if you don't beat Lesnar fast, you're not going to beat Lesnar.
That's one thing. Another thing is, why can't you just be happy? Why can't you just be happy? We got all 3 outcomes that we wanted.
Yeah.
As Smarks marks, we all wanted them. So why complain? Don't understand you people. Not all of you people, but whoever this may apply to. So
after Lynch's promo, we got an appearance by the sassy Southern Belle, Lacey Evans, who, as we know, has a tendency to walk out
and do nothing
and leave. But not this time. What happened, Tim?
Well, she got right up in Lynch's face, and Lynch chased her down the ramp to start a stiff brawl of believable strikes.
Well, first she
hit her with the
off by
hitting her with the hands, right. The action spilled onto the stage, and Evans got away after Becky tried to disarm her. I think this is, some people might say that they're pushing Lacey Evans too fast, too weirdly, and too hard right now. But you have a woman who says she's the man, and you have another woman who takes extreme pride in being a woman. I think this is a good feud. The next match we got was Ricochet and Aleister Black against Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. This was a tremendous match. We got what we usually get out of Ricochet and Aleister Black. I love how they posed together. Chad Gable and Bobby Roode turned heel. After the match, Roode briefly attacked Ricochet in a tease that a feud between the two teams is just beginning. I think that this was good. Before the match, we actually got a little vignette in the corner with Gable and Roode saying that they tried to do it the good way, but now they're going to do it their way. I like that. I want to see more of that from WWE. It makes me feel like the old days whenever a match would start and they would have little promos.
Yeah, over the past couple months, really, they've started very rarely, albeit, sprinkling those little corner promos in. I'd like to see more of it. I'd like to see multiple per show.
Yes. Ricochet and Aleister Black defeated Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, if that wasn't said already. The next part was Bobby Lashley.
Very interested in this possible heel turn for Roode, because Roode is fantastic as a heel, and we've never seen Gable as a heel.
Yeah, I don't know why they view Gable as a tag team guy. Gable reminds me
because of American Alpha.
But he reminds me so much of Owen Hart, who was also cornered in tag teams throughout his career, but also had his own singles runs. But I'll get into Chad Gable and Bobby Roode later when we talk about the Superstar Shakeup. Dean Ambrose was supposed to have his last match on Raw against Bobby Lashley. Ambrose didn't quite leave the territory on his back, which is often customary in the pro wrestling business. He did go through a table and finish on his stomach, however, during his last Raw match, which never officially got started. Lashley grabbed the mic before the match and told Ambrose he would take care of his wife, Renee Young, after he leaves WWE. Ambrose instantly attacked to spark a brawl that continued onto the stage. Lashley bounced back from a DDT to hit a spear before slamming Ambrose through an announce table. The crowd chanted, "Thank you, Ambrose," as Young and a pair of referees attended to him. I think it's good to make Lashley look strong.
Yes.
After his loss at WrestleMania, I think that Ambrose, after Raw went off the air, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns brought out Dean. Seth
for a final Shield pose.
Seth thanked Ambrose for everything he ever did for him in his career and for getting him ready to slay the beast. And Ambrose got on the mic and said that a place is just brick and mortar. What matters is the fans. Thank you to the fans. So, despite Roman and Seth's efforts and the people's efforts to keep Dean Ambrose in the WWE, it does in fact look like he is on his way out.
There are rumors sparking that Ambrose is expected to return in 6 months.
Well, that would be cool.
Yeah. I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah. We got Sami Zayn coming out. And a lot of people on the Twitter world and everywhere else was saying, why didn't they bring out Sami Zayn next week whenever they're in Montreal? He would have got a bigger pop. Well, guess what?
It's not
Pops are for faces.
Yeah.
Not heels. That's why they did this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Plus, Sammy will get a pop wherever he goes.
Right. But still. He should have been in his hometown next week. Well, he's a heel.
I'm definitely hoping for an edition of the KO show from Montreal next week.
Zayn's Raw return saw him offer an open challenge that was answered by Balor and was quickly made a title bout for unexplained reasons. The lengthy two-segment bout came to a close after Zayn missed a Helluva kick and Balor hit a coup de grace for the 1-2-3. After the bout, Zayn feigned a babyface promo about the crowd missing him and came back with one hell of a heel turn on the crowd. It generally seems like you missed me, Zayn said. I can honestly say from the bottom of my heart, I honestly did not miss any of this or any of you. Zayn called WWE a super toxic environment because of the ugliness of the crowd and the satisfaction they get from being critics.
Fickle!
I'm sorry I'm a critic, Zayn. I'm sorry, but I love...
Fickle.
Fickle!
Fickle!
Fickle! He vowed to hold the crowd accountable every week because nobody else will. He closed with, "See you in hell."
If you ask me.
Yeah, this definitely called back
Jericho promo.
Jericho, Bryan, incredible delivery. I thought that
good shit though.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Zayn back, and I want to see more of this character as he spent a lot of his time on the shelf, reflecting, being introspective, even trying out stand-up comedy. So we'll see what the time on the shelf has given Sammy to his character. We got a backstage promo from Dana Brooke saying that congratulating Becky Lynch, but she knows she's not at the top of the line, but she sure as hell ain't in the back of the line. Now, I also saw a lot on social media that people were saying that Dana Brooke seemed like she was drunk and slurring her words. When I watched it, I did not get that at all.
No, that's the way she's talked the whole time we've known her.
Yeah. And we also got a Mojo Rawley creepy promo. So it seems
he's
like
off the deep end.
The WWE is not giving up on Dana Brooke or Mojo Rawley. No matter how weirdly or oddly their careers have been thus far.
Ever since that thing with Dana and Ronda, I feel like I am ready for Dana to take a chance at being a top star.
Yeah.
And I don't know that it'll happen, but I'm along for the ride. Because a lot of the stuff that Dana said when she talked to Ronda is true.
Well, Dana got handed a couple of shitty cards, man.
Yeah.
First off, she was really hot with Emma, but Emma left.
Yeah.
So then they had to find a way
and
to
then her
package
boyfriend died, and she was gone for a while.
Yeah, and then her fiance or boyfriend choked while he was eating, and and then the whole Titus Worldwide, and they were trying to make her a valet when she has the physical ability to be a superstar.
And she's right, she shows up every week, she does what they tell her to do. She's obviously a company woman.
Right. So
Go for it, Dana.
After that, we got Elias, who vowed to continue or finish his rock opera from the night before. He cut a promo on John Cena saying that anyone can rap, and I'll do it right now. And his last lines were, "Mark my words, the next one to interrupt me is a dead man." And all of a sudden,
oops,
gong, the guy who has been on every WrestleMania, who wasn't this year, shows up, stares down Elias. Elias takes off his stuff like he's going to fight, goes to leave like he's going to leave, comes back, gets a big boot, a choke slam, and a tombstone pile driver from the dead man, whose hair is receding so bad.
Yeah,
his body looks like he's in great shape. I don't know, man. I think he should shave his head
sick
or something.
Okay, well, yeah, I get that.
Like wear the bandana and come out on a motorcycle again if your hair's not working for you.
Well, he had that mohawk looking thing for a while that was really badass.
Yeah.
I am so sick of hearing people say Undertaker looks old. You know why he looks old? Because he's fucking old.
He's 54. Okay, here's another thing. Ric Flair looked the way he did
54
because all he did was a figure four leg lock, a knee drop, and he bumped all over the place.
Yeah.
Undertaker jumped over the top rope millions of times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the Hell in the Cells and the
Right. The harder
fire.
In any profession, the harder you work, the more wear and tear you're going to show. That's just how it is.
He doesn't look that fucking bad as people say he looks.
Right. And here's another thing I don't like.
He just looks like a cool old guy.
This goes back to the whole buried thing. And I'm reading it off this website. Once again, WWE used the once red-hot Elias to job out to a legend in a non-match. Did he job out?
A legend.
He didn't job out. He probably had... That was probably the greatest moment in his entire career. If you ask Elias, he was probably so elated to do it.
Also, Undertaker chooses who he gets in that fucking ring with.
Also, is he really a jobber if everyone's saying, walk with Elias? Come on now. People... You get too... You got to take yourself out of it sometimes.
There's no patience.
No.
Anymore. There's no patience.
So then we got the winner-take-all match between Kofi Kingston and Seth Rollins, which was very good for half the match. The other half was ruined by The Bar. They came out and started beating up Kofi Kingston. Seth came to his aid. This started a brawl. Seth wanted a match. They challenged Sheamus and Cesaro to a tag team match and predictably enlisted Kingston as his teammate. This one went to Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston defeating The Bar.
Exactly. This is what I was saying. Like, people, everybody was like, oof, about the whole Bar interrupting thing. And, again, reading off of this website, did anyone remotely believe that Raw, one night after WrestleMania, was going to end with a 2-belt champion?
I didn't know what to think.
The only reason that people are upset is because they in their heads decided that the Undisputed Era was debuting that night.
See, I thought they were going to debut on SmackDown.
On SmackDown against the New Day.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. But it's the same thing that happened with Star Wars. The fan theories don't come true, so you say it's the worst movie ever produced. You start a petition to get the guy fucking fired because your fan theory didn't come true.
Right. And I think with Cesaro and Sheamus being prominent on Raw and SmackDown this week, I think something's going to happen there during the Superstar Shakeup, and I pray and hope to God that it does.
Yeah.
Not to say that they're a bad team, but I really want to see a Cesaro.
Cesaro needs to be a main eventer.
Most people don't know that
that's
very wildly.
That's
and
raw.
Insurance isn't always
I'd say it was a B, a.k.a. good.
Yeah.
So on SmackDown, what did we get?
So
Kofi Kingston comes out with a New Day.
Yeah, Kofi Kingston. They start off with the Kofi Kingston WWE Championship celebration. A very emotional speech by Kofi Kingston, which I love seeing. I actually tweeted that it was one of those very rare, very real moments in wrestling.
And Xavier Woods.
And
I don't know if anyone caught this.
And Big E hit the full split again.
The WWE.com exclusive right after Kofi won the title with Kathy Kelly and the New Day. Man, it was riveting because Xavier cried and Big E was like, "Oh, you gonna cry, babe? Oh, it's okay." And they're so good together.
What was who was it? There was something that I saw online where I think it was, I can't remember who it was, but it was somebody, a former African American wrestler watching Kofi win and just bursting into tears.
Oh, MVP and Shaq Gaspar.
That's who it was. You're right.
Yeah, they were at a bar watching it, and they hugged each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that. I was trying to figure out who they were.
Yeah.
And that, because, age. Anyway, so the New Day came out to celebrate, and they're back on their home show, SmackDown, and here comes the Bar. And the Cesaro said if they hadn't interfered on Raw in the champion versus champion match, then Seth Rollins would have his title right now. Basically saying, if it wasn't for us, you would have lost. The Bar then laid down a challenge for a 6-man tag match, and Big E says, your numbers don't add up because there's 3 of us and there's 2 of you, which, what I referenced earlier in the show, I thought was going to be Baron Corbin, but they brought down the Scottish psychopath. Oh, that wasn't even planned, guys.
I know. I was going to say it. I was planning to say it.
Yeah.
And then you started at the same time.
So, I think, we got a lot of people on SmackDown and Raw switching over and everything for the Superstar shakeup. Do I think all of the people shown on SmackDown from Raw are going to be there? Not necessarily. I think it's just
I don't even think Drew's going to be there.
Well, it would be interesting because a lot of people are saying that Drew McIntyre should be Kofi's first defense, but I think it should be Big E.
Yeah.
Or if they don't go that route, Cesaro.
Kevin Owens.
Cesaro is right in there.
Kevin Owens. Or Sheamus.
So the first match we got was Mustafa Ali. My bad. I'm moving on too fast.
Yeah, we have another Lacey Evans, Becky Lynch segment to get through.
Yes. Becky Lynch came out and
God damn,
she said you're going to meet a red-headed devil if you try and take away the title from her. The Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion exited the ring and made her way up the ramp. Lynch posed at the top of the stage with her titles, but when she turned around, she was met with a sucker punch from Evans. The double champ struggled to her feet as Evans looked on before finally leaving.
Yeah, I can't wait for this match.
Yeah, it's the woman versus the man in female form. Anyway, so the first match we got was Mustafa Ali, Ricochet, and Aleister Black defeating Andrade, Rusev, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Fantastic match, as expected from all guys. And I always think it's funny when Andrade and Aleister are against each other. I
can't believe we didn't get it.
Because Selena is with Aleister in real life.
Yeah.
You know?
Interesting. Now, I was going to say, I can't believe that we didn't get an NXT change during this, but Mustafa Ali was never on NXT.
You know what's weird?
Yeah.
I noticed on Raw and SmackDown when Aleister and Ricochet came out, NXT was still next to their names. Yeah. But they had their last match at TakeOver. So
I guess
how are they still representing NXT?
I just think they're waiting for the Superstar shakeup to work on graphics for them.
Either that, or they're waiting until October and NXT becomes an actual show on like Fox Sports or something.
Oh shit!
After the match, Randy Orton came out of nowhere and laid out Ali with an RKO. And not to be outdone, Kevin Owens came through the crowd and put Rusev out with a stunner as the announcers on commentary continually pushed the Superstar shakeup coming next week. It was hilarious. Kevin Owens was hilarious. Because, you expect the RKO out of nowhere and Randy hears voices in his head and does whatever he wants. So Kevin Owens just decided, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go out there and stun somebody.
Yeah, and it's actually confirmed. We got confirmation that Orton does, in fact, still hate Mustafa Ali.
R-Truth and Carmelo, that's a man's name. Carmelo.
It's also a really good candy bar.
Yes. We're out to cut a promo about Carmelo's Battle Royal victory on Sunday at WrestleMania. They were interrupted by the United States champion, who put Truth to sleep with a coquina clutch. Joe took to the mic and put everyone on notice following his decimation of Rey Mysterio on Sunday, which was under 60 seconds. And Strowman, and he said any man he would put out. Braun Strowman makes his way to the ring, and the two men brawled before Joe was able to wiggle out of a power slam attempt and hightail it to the back. Pretty interesting matchup there. I liked that it wasn't lopsided for Braun. There was a point where Joe got onto the top turnbuckle and locked in the coquina clutch. So, will Braun be coming to SmackDown? Probably not. Maybe. Wherever Lars Sullivan ends up, Braun Strowman will be on the other end, on the other show. I don't think we're going to put them together.
If you want to go the opposite of that, could Joe end up on Raw? Bringing the U.S. title to Raw and being like, what's up, Braun? Remember me?
Well, when we talk about the Superstar Shakeup, I'm going to say something about that.
Okay.
Women's Tag Team Championship, the Iconics defeated the Brooklyn Bells, whoever they are. On the
enhancement talent.
Yeah. The Iconics won,
which is one thing on jobbers now.
During the match, former SmackDown General Manager Paige was watching along backstage. She was interviewed post-match and revealed that next week she'll be introducing an impressive tag team of her own.
It's got to be the Sky Pirates, right?
It's definitely going to be Kairi Sane. I think it would be Kairi and Io. That's what I would say. But Candice LeRae,
established team though.
Candice LeRae was in the Battle Royal with Kairi, so it could be Kairi and Candice.
True.
But
it would make more sense to bring an established team.
Yeah, like the Sky Pirates, or it could be just randomly anyone. It could be Aaliyah and Vanessa Bourne, who've been on NXT for so long and been doing nothing. They're trying to establish them now on NXT.
Yeah,
but we've seen in the past where they take people.
Duke and Shafir.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
And maybe Shayna shows up with them. Well, Shayna's got to fill Rousey's spot until she comes back, possibly.
But that means she has to lose the title.
Yeah, that's true.
So Shane McMahon humiliated Greg Hamilton.
Again.
He kept making him say the best in the world, telling him it was wrong.
I don't like the way Greg Hamilton. I really like
his tie. He was making fun of the Miz's dad and everything else. And great, McMahon's a heel, big deal. I don't give a shit. Whenever they kept saying best in the world, people chanted CM Punk. What else do you expect? Are they going to chant ROH? Probably not.
Did you see
what?
That video of Tama Tonga that I shared?
Yes, which was fucking awesome.
Where Tama, after winning the him and Tonga Loa won both the Ring of Honor and New Japan tag titles. And
piece of shit.
Yeah,
they have a fuck about ROH.
They always do those post-match comments where the Ring of Honor was like on the floor for some reason. I guess Tonga had already been through. Where Tama Tonga picks it up and says, "Look at this trash," and throws it. Piece of shit. Don't give a fuck about the ROH. And then sat down for his comments.
He doesn't sound like that. Nobody gives a fuck about ROH.
Don't nobody give a fuck about the ROH. He sits down in the video.
I got a block party. I got a block party. I got a block party.
Hey, apparently the block party was hella fun.
I bet.
I wish I went.
I wish Pittsburgh was there.
They had fucking Haku playing cornhole.
Who doesn't want to see that?
I played cornhole again. I played horseshoes with them.
Yeah?
If they had that set up.
Oh, jeez. So then we got SmackDown Tag Team Championship. And before this match...
Everything Haku does is awesome. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Before this match, the Usos... That reminds me.
What's up?
I remember hearing on the very brief Ric Flair podcast that where Conrad got his debut as a podcaster, I think, that when Ric Flair was with one of his ex-wives, he asked Haku to kind of like bodyguard her.
Okay.
And he was such a gentleman that instead of sleeping in the motel room with her on the other bed or whatever, he slept outside on the floor and guarded the door the whole night.
That's insane. Haku,
major badass, major awesome dude.
Yeah.
Anyway,
would have been owned by Ming at the time if it was in WCW.
Yeah. I don't know if it was WCW because Ric Flair had that.
Maybe not.
Quick run in WWE.
Ric Flair was everywhere.
Yeah. With a tear in my eye, I can say I am the real world's champion. Anyway, SmackDown Tag Team Championship was the Usos defending against the Hardys. Beforehand, the Usos said, this isn't just about who's the best team or the best brothers, but the best team in WWE history. The dream match many assumed would take place at WrestleMania happened on Tuesday night, and not only did it deliver, but the outcome may have stunned some. Matt Hardy hit the twist of fate on Jimmy Uso, and Jeff Hardy followed up with the Swanton Bomb for the championship victory. I think that this is going to be a feud if they don't break up the Hardys. They're never going to break up the Usos.
The Hardys.
They're never going to break up the Usos. But
I want it to be a feud.
Yeah, I think it will.
Because Matt and Jeff obviously can still go.
And they've been lobbying for it.
Mm-hmm.
Kayla Braxton was sent to interview the new tag team champions in the ring, but before anything could be said, Lars Sullivan appeared and laid out the Hardys out, much like he did to Kurt Angle during his main roster debut on Monday Night Raw. Neat.
WWE tweeted, "He has struck again." So, are we going to see a new... Because he went after Kurt Angle, went after the Hardys. Is he going to be a new legend killer?
Interesting thought. Well, they're running out of legends. I don't know if that Undertaker appearance was just a one-off or not, but maybe
probably would have been a better spot for Lars to come in.
Yeah. Prior to the main event, Zayn came out to the stage where he was presumably going to rant on the fans again.
They don't have the main event.
He paused, but then simply told us all that we're not worth it and went to the back. The main event was the 6-man tag match.
Yeah, they don't have it.
Go up.
Go up?
Yeah, I think it was with the results.
No.
So anyway,
who was it?
Go up.
I don't even remember.
They covered it in the first thing.
Did they?
Yeah.
The
WWE champion stood tall one final time this WrestleMania weekend after he connected with a Trouble in Paradise on Sheamus. After trying a Trouble in Paradise, which Sheamus lifted him up for the pinfall victory. Afterwards, Kingston brought his family into the ring to celebrate as the final show following WrestleMania 35 came to a close. We got to see his kids in there. The one with the shaved head got on the turnbuckles again. His wife came in. It was great.
I'm telling you, man, that kid's going to be a wrestler.
Drew McIntyre really made his presence felt on the outside. He was saying a lot of stuff like, "You think this is fun? This is what's fun for me." And he was like, I think he was beating down on Big E.
Yeah.
But I say SmackDown gets...
What a psychopath.
Yeah. I'd say SmackDown gets, for me, B-, because I really was expecting the Undisputed Era to ruin the New Day.
Or any surprises at all.
Yeah. But I guess that's for next week. So the Superstars shakeup. John?
I really think if they're going to make such a big deal out of Raw and SmackDown after Mania, make those the Superstar shakeup days.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
So, who do you think is going to be shaken up, and who do you want to be shaken up? I know that's hard for you because who you think is always who you want.
Yeah.
Try to separate them. You want me to give you some time there?
Yeah, you
all right.
I'll bounce off of you.
Bobby Roode should be full heel by himself. Chad Gable should be by himself on SmackDown Live. Cesaro should be on SmackDown Live as a main eventer, and Sheamus should go to Raw and feud with the likes of Braun Strowman or
go for the IC title.
Or go for the the US title. I think the two mid-card titles should switch. I'd love to see Finn Balor on SmackDown.
To Raw. That's what I said.
I'd love to see something happen between him and AJ Styles, talking about the club. I don't know how much longer Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows have, but there could be a nice little feud there between Finn and AJ over who's the OG's daddy. I think Lars, wherever Lars goes, Braun should go the opposite way. I'm wondering what the Undertaker's role is going forward. That's about it on the Superstar shakeup. I I don't think they should break up Alistair and Ricochet or the Usos or the Hardys now that they're the tag team champions. They shouldn't break up the Revival. The Revival should probably go to SmackDown. Let's see.
Yeah, if I'm thinking about ones that aren't obvious, I'd say
I think Asuka should go to Raw and reignite a feud with Ember Moon.
Yeah. I was also thinking possibly Elias.
Elias going to SmackDown?
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Because he's one that... Because he's like one of the only people that has never done the go to this show for 1 week thing.
Right.
So he's one that would actually be a switch.
Right.
I am worried that our audio has been repeating this whole time. Because even though I clicked mute on the speakers, it does not appear that our audio has been repeating this whole time. Been muted. Because even though I clicked mute on the speakers, it does not that our audio has been repeating this whole time. Been muted. My boy Tyler. Because even though I clicked mute on the speakers, it does not that our audio has been repeating this whole time. Been muted. Because even though I clicked mute on the speakers, it does not that our audio has been repeating this whole time. Been muted. Because even though I clicked mute on the speakers, it does not that our audio has been repeating this whole time. Been muted.
Have a great one, and peace and love to all of you. Bang!
I will close by saying Undisputed Era is main roster ready, and they should be moving up next week.
I agree. There you have it, folk!